What is going on, you guys? It's your girl Diana, back at you with another YouTube video. Something that I like to do across all my other social media platforms is share my controversial opinions. And so today I figured, why not bring that over to YouTube? So today I'm gonna go ahead and rank all of the starters from Gen 1 to Gen 9. So if you're interested in seeing how I rank the starters, then just keep on watching. And if you're new here, make sure that you subscribe because it helps your girl out, and give this video a thumbs up so that we can push it out to the YouTube algorithm so that more Pokemon fans can see it. And if you'd like another way to support the channel, please feel free to check out the merch store. There is a link down below in the description that takes you to not only my merch store, but also all of my other socials so you can keep up with what I'm doing on a daily basis. But let's go ahead and rank some starters. Alright, I found a tier list, we got it ready, and it looks like we're starting off with Kanto, so let's go ahead and jump right into this. So starting off with Bulbasaur, I'm gonna put Bulbasaur at A tier. I don't think it deserves S tier. Yes, it's one of the OG starters, but it's never been like my #1 favorite. Now Charmander, as basic as it sounds, I think has to go S tier. It's a cute little dinosaur lizard thing. Plus, never forget that really sad episode where Charmander got abandoned by his trainer and was literally hiding under a leaf because his flame was gonna go out. Ooh, talk about things that change your brain chemistry. That episode was so sad, but at least he found a happy home with Ash. Now when it comes to Squirtle, I'm putting it at S tier as well, for the sole reason that Green has a Blastoise. And Green is one of my favorite characters from the Pokemon Adventures manga. And Squirtle's adorable, it's a little turtle. You can't go wrong with the cute little turtle design. Overall though, the Kanto starters are pretty good. Moving on to Gen 2. Now this is where the controversy begins, because I am gonna put Chikorita at S tier. Me personally, I think Chikorita gets way too much hate. I mean, is it the best competitively? No. But are we all just gonna forget about Bayleaf in the actual Pokemon anime? Bayleaf was the cutest thing ever. All it wanted to do was give Ash hugs. I do wish it was a little bit better in battle, but you know, it's fine, it's fine. We love Chikorita. Chikorita's adorable. Cyndaquil will also be going in S tier for reasons that I don't even need to state. It's just overall one of the best starters in general, in my opinion. And it turns into Typhlosion, which if there was an S++ tier, that's where Typhlosion would be. Totodile can go in A tier with Bulbasaur. I kind of feel the same way about Totodile as I do with Bulbasaur. I don't like hate it. I think it's a good starter, I think it's a good design, but it's also not my favorite. Gen 3 time, Trico. For me, personally, I'm gonna put Trico at B tier. I have never been the biggest Sceptile fan, and personally, I don't really care for Trico's design. It's just a little lackluster for me, but I do think it's better than average, so it's gonna be B tier for me. Torchic, however, Torchic can go S tier. Now here's the thing about Torchic, I think Torchic is adorable, and it's one of my favorite starters when it's in its first form. However, Blaziken is not one of my favorite starters. It's a weird dynamic when it comes to Torchic for me. If I'm going solely based off of their first forms, like this tier list here has, then yes, Torchic is gonna be S tier for me. But if I was taking into account their final forms, like Blaziken, then I think I would have to put Torchic probably at B tier as well, because I don't hate Blaziken, but it's just not my favorite either. But I know Blaziken is amazing in battle, so it does have that going for it. And Mudkip can go A tier for me. However, I will say that out of all of the final forms, Swampert is my least favorite out of the three. If I was only ranking them based on their final forms, it would be Swampert, Sceptile, and then Blaziken. Now on to Gen 4. Turtwig. Turtwig, I'm so sorry, but I think I'm gonna put you at C tier. It's just a little bit of a lackluster design. Torterra is pretty cool, I like its concept, but Turtwig, it's alright, it's just alright. Chimchar. Now this is probably gonna be one of the most controversial things I do in this video. I personally am putting Chimchar at D tier. Now let me explain. I personally have never been a fan of any of like the monkey-based Pokemon. I think it has to do with like the uncanny valley because, you know, humans and apes kind of look really similar to each other. So I think I just don't like the ones that look too similar to humans. Also, Infernape was super annoying in Diamond and Pearl, so there's that too. Now Piplup, however, everyone's gonna say this is so overrated, but I'm putting Piplup at S tier. I love Piplup. Anybody that knows me knows that I love Piplup. And Empoleon's got a cool typing. And also Dawn/Platinum are another one of my favorite characters from the manga and from the games and from the anime. Therefore, it's only natural for me to be obsessed with Piplup. Moving on to Gen 5, we have Snivy. Snivy, I'm gonna go ahead and put a B tier with Trico. I think Snivy is adorable, and I do really really like Superior. However, I do still think that there's better designs. Now Tepig here. Tepig is an issue for me because I think Tepig is adorable. However, it also turns into Embor, and Embor is probably the most god-awful thing that I've ever seen. So I think I'm gonna put it at D tier just because I know what it turns into. And Oshawott is going S tier. I feel like nobody ever doubted that. And I really don't understand all of the hate that Samurott gets. I think Samurott looks cool. Moving on to Gen 6, the Kalos starters. Chespin, I'm so sorry, you're going F tier for me. I don't like Chespin, I don't like Quilladin, and I most definitely do not like Chestnut. I really just don't like the entire Chespin line. Fennekin, on the other hand, I think that Fennekin is kind of cute. However, I don't like Delphox, so I think I'm gonna have to put it at D tier because it's also not like the cutest fire starter either. I mean, it's competing with Cyndaquil, Torchic, and Charmander. It really just doesn't compare. And like I said, it turns into Delphox, which Delphox's design is just nasty to me. I don't like it at all. Froakie, on the other hand, I think Froakie is so cute. Froakie for me, I think personally, I would put Froakie at A tier because Froakie's cute for sure, but it's not cuter than like Piplup or Oshawott or Squirtle. However, once again, if I was going based off of their final forms and we were going based off of Greninja, then it would definitely be S tier. Because Greninja is not only amazing in battle, but it also looks cool. I know some people don't like the tongue scarf thing, but I think it looks cool, especially it's shiny. I'm actually gonna try to breed a shiny Froakie when the 7-star Greninja raids come around in Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. So wish me luck. I'm currently trying to complete my Pokedex so that I can get my shiny charm. All right, Gen 7 time. We are now in the Alolan region. Rowlet can go in the A tier for me. I think Rowlet is cute, but I don't like Decidueye. And see, the thing with Litten is I think Litten is adorable, so I would put Litten at A tier, but I also don't like Incineroar. I wish that they had kept Litten on all fours. I know people have been saying that for forever, but Incineroar, I feel like they just went too far with it. It literally looks like a WWE wrestler. It's nasty to me. I don't like it. I know people like to use it in battle, but me personally, you wouldn't catch it on my team. Poplio is kind of mid to me, so I'm gonna put it at C tier with Turtwig. Moving on to Gen 8, we have Grookey. I think for me, I'm gonna put Grookey at B tier. Despite the fact that Grookey is like a monkey-based design, I think because it looks more so like an animal than it does like a human, that I like it a little bit more. Plus, Rillaboom is actually really cool. Now, Sobble, on the other hand, it's going F tier. I don't like its design. I don't like Inteleon. I thought Leon's Inteleon was cool in the anime because it was dual wielding, but overall, I'm just not an Inteleon fan, and I'm not a Sobble fan. Why does Sobble always look like it's about to cry? And why does Inteleon look like a twig? I don't know. I have a lot of questions when it comes to the Sobble line. Scorbunny, for me, S tier. I love Scorbunny. It's a little fluffy white rabbit. And Cinderace is one of my favorite Gen 8 Pokemon, and it was my ace on my Sword and Shield team. Ha, Cinderace, ace. Wow, look at that. It was competitively broken with its Libero ability. Well, it is until they nerfed it in Gen 9. And like I said, it's a fluffy white rabbit. And lastly, we are now at Gen 9 in the Paldea region, starting off with Quaxly. Quaxly for me is kind of mid. I'm putting it at C tier, but Quaquaval is one of my favorite final evolutions for a starter. It literally runs around the Paldea region quite literally like Captain Jack Sparrow. Sprigatito is S tier for me. 1, because it's adorable. It's probably the cutest out of the 3 of the Gen 9 starters. And 2, Meowscarada is amazing in battle. Is it a glass cannon? Yes, but it does definitely come in handy. And to finish it all off, for Fuecoco, I think I'm gonna put Fuecoco at B tier. I like Fuecoco a little bit more than Quaxly design-wise. However, it's still not one of my favorite fire-type designs. I mean, he's cute. He's definitely an airhead, but it just kind of falls flat for me. It kind of reminds me of like the old school like Mickey Mouse designs. I think it's the eyes, and something about that just makes it like forgettable for me. I don't know. Something about it is just not for me. And Skeledirge is quite literally one of my least favorite final evolutions, like in general, across all the generations, which I know that's probably gonna be very controversial because I know Skeledirge is some people's favorite. But yeah, there you have it. That's how I would rank all of the starters from Gen 1 to Gen 9. But let me know what your favorite starters are down below in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Love you guys. Bye.